Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Before I get into this afternoon's video, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you're representing. And let us know if you're the man or the woman that you say you be. You know, I want to talk about, briefly, I want to talk about ex-NBA player Sebastian Telfair. Sebastian Telfair. I was recently watching an interview with Vlad TV, and Sebastian Telfair went on to talk about how he essentially ran through $40 million while playing in the NBA. Throughout his 10-year career, he made roughly $40 million, give or take. And he talked about all the money that he left on the table, that he blew, that he messed up, contracts getting voided, not getting to the maximum contracts because of off-the-court issues. And I'm watching this interview, and I'm listening to this guy, and I don't really know what to make of it. Comes across as somewhat arrogant to a certain extent. This is why my initial thought process upon watching the interview. The average person is going to say, man, you made $40 million. You got to be a fool to blow that. Most people would never make $1 million in their lifetime. And if they do, it's going to take several years, 30, 40 years to make that. And here it is, you made $40 million with the opportunity to make much more. Played in the NBA. You played overseas for several years and you blew that opportunity. And so I'm watching this interview, and then a couple days later, I'm scrolling on YouTube, and I see that he's in the process of, coming with a documentary. It was about a 10-minute video, 10-minute video that I watched. And before I get into the actual video, I've actually pinned the video in the comment section, so y'all can go and check it out. Sebastian, back in 2019, 2020, was convicted, or he pled guilty. It was a scheme going on with ex-NBA players in which, I don't know the intricacies of exactly what happened, but supposedly they were defrauding the healthcare system for several millions of dollars or whatever. And you all can dig deeper if you choose to do so. And they got caught up. And Sebastian ended up getting 3.5 years, in which he pled guilty to. But he got a blessing. They probated him. Got probation. You don't see the feds give out probation too much, but he got probation. I don't think he cooperated or anything of the sorts. They just, they were white-collar crimes. Perhaps he was on the lower end of the totem pole. I don't know what the situation may have been, but whatever it was, he was probated. In August of 2025, he was ordered to turn himself in and go serve 6 months of that 3.5-year sentence. Sebastian went on to explain to Vlad that they wanted him to do things that he didn't feel as though suited him, that were fair. You see, what Sebastian didn't quite understand is that once you're in that system, there is no fair. Prior to you being in the system, life is not fair. You're a 5'9" guard, point guard. considered one of the best point guards to ever come out of New York. You know, New York got some ballers, man. Straight out of Brooklyn, straight out of the projects. You get drafted in the 2004 draft by the Portland Trail Blazers at number 13, I believe. 13th pick. Right out of high school, 5'9", 5'10", somewhere right around. He wasn't too tall. He definitely wasn't 5'11". And so a lot of these parole officers, probation officers, judges, prosecutors, they're looking at him as, you had the golden ticket. You had the golden ticket and you blew it. You had the opportunity that 99% of the world, Craig, more than 99%, will never ever have. The gift. People say that we're all created equal. No, we're not. No, we're not. You can be anything you want to be. No, you can't. You can do anything that you want to do. No, you can't. That's not to discourage anyone, but truth and facts is facts. Stephen A. Smith's bitch ass once said, I don't care how many hours you put in the gym. If you're a 5'9", 5'10" basketball player, which you would be a guard, a point guard, and you in that gym 10 hours a day practicing, working on your craft, are you going to be much better than a lot of individuals? Absolutely. But are you going to be LeBron James? Not going to happen. Are you going to be Michael Jordan? Not going to happen. Are you going to be Kobe Bryant? Not going to happen. Are you going to be Kevin Durant? It's not going to happen. Carmelo Anthony? Paul Pierce? Some of the NBA greats. If I spend 8-9 hours a day on the golf course, am I going to be Tiger Woods? Am I going to be Rory McIlroy? Am I going to be... It's not going to happen. But what you can do is you can go to school. Or you can get an education. You can get a skill. College is not for everybody. You can get you a skill set. You can learn stock market. You can learn to be use your voice, use your personality, and be a TV personality. There's a lot of other things that you can do to be successful. But you can't be anything that you desire to be. It just does. Life, the reality of life, it doesn't work that way. I think Michael Jordan never had a job in his life. Y'all rock with me. Yeah, they're going to paint a picture for TV. Well, Michael Jordan didn't always have it well. He got cut from his high school basketball team. No, he got cut. He didn't make varsity as a 10th grader. Back then, you went to high school 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Now it's 9, 10, 11, and 12. At least in Kentucky anyway. In most places that I know of. He didn't make the varsity team, but they ran with the narrative that Michael Jordan didn't make the basketball team as a 10th grader. What they're not telling you is he had a growth spurt. He grew. Dude is 6'6". Athletic talents that only one could be blessed with. You can't teach that. He got mittens as hands. He got big hands. And it's not to take anything from Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, but these people were blessed. Steph Curry, and his brother Seth. They were blessed to do. Their father played in the NBA. Dale Curry. They were blessed to do what they do. And again, I don't want to take away, they definitely put in the hard work. I'm not saying that they just, went to the NBA or to the pros just by the name that's on the back of their jersey. They put in that work. But they were born to do what they did or are currently doing. Sebastian Telfair, he didn't have a dad that preceded him in the NBA or whatever. But to be 5'9", 5'10", he was just blessed. You understand, to be one of the best point guards to ever, not even just point guards, just players, period, to come out of New York. Like, I don't know if you really understand sports like my dog TB, Terry Brown, number 6, my dog. I know that he understands sports. We speak upon sports, in the comment section or whatever. I know that he understands. Do you understand how bad, how cold you have to be to come out of New York, Brooklyn, and get drafted directly into the NBA, number 13th pick, and you're not even 6 foot? You're not even 5'11". Forget 6 foot. Let's rewind it. My manual rewind. That Hassan Campbell stole from me, allegedly. Shout out to Hassan Campbell. You understand how how cold of a player you have to be to get drafted directly to the NBA right out of high school, the 13th pick, and you're not even 5'11"? Dude had it all. And so when I'm watching this documentary that I previously mentioned, 9-10 minute documentary, again, it's pinned in the comment section. He lost it all. He talked about it on Vlad TV, how he was about to report to prison. It was the last interview prior to him reporting to prison for 6 months. Supposedly he's at Fort Dix with P. Diddy. Well, it's November. He went in August for a 6-month stint. He's on his way out. Well, he's halfway through it. I'm watching this documentary, and he's back in the projects. So obviously this was shot prior to him going back to prison. He's back in the same projects that he came up in. So he's from Brooklyn, so he's, I don't remember the name of the projects. But again, y'all check out the clip of the documentary. It's more of a tease, if you will. Can you imagine? I want y'all to really reflect, or just try to, maybe not reflect, but to think about this. Put it in perspective. Make it make sense if you are able to do so. You done made all this money. You started here. You started from the mud, the bottom, for real. Started from the bottom, now we here. Starting from the bottom, like they started from the bottom for real. Like so many other pro athletes or successful people. The mud. Wasn't blessed to be 6'6", 6'7", 6'10". But he was blessed with a skill set. Worked on his game. Day in and day out. Night in and night out. He's at the basketball court right outside his projects. In his projects. Right outside his building. That he later came back with a couple other NBA players, and they redid the park for the kids to have something to strive towards. Built up his community as best as he could during the 10 years that he played in the NBA. Gave back to the community. And that same community that he gave back to, he's living in. Sebastian goes on to give the crew, the camera crew, whatever, a tour of his apartment. Starting on the outside of the building, going into the building, the elevators, They got those horizons, those big, y'all jump in the comment section, man. Dreams, let me know, man. What do you call them in New York and Chicago, and to where you got like, it might be several different stories or floors or whatever. They don't have those in Kentucky. To where you gotta, you live in the projects and your floor is the 32nd floor, 22nd floor, 26th floor, and you gotta take an elevator. But when the elevator's broke, you got to take them stairs. Don't matter if you just came from the grocery store. You got to take them stairs when the elevator's broke, or you can't get on the elevator because other activities are taking place. If you know, you know. It allows the camera crew to, they jump on the elevator and go up to, whatever floor his apartment's on, and he shows them every room. Not too many rooms. It's a far cry from the mansions that I'm sure that he lived in, during that 10-year career. Plush hotels, penthouse suites, apartments, condos, projects, man. It's not like a C Murder, Master P's brother, for you all that don't know, that had millions of dollars, was on top of the world and went back to live in the projects simply because he didn't want to leave the projects and all his people was there. But he still had a mansion on the other side of town that he can go to at any time. Now, it wasn't one of them situations, man. Or it's not one of them situations. According to Sebastian, he's messed around, he's broke. So as I'm watching this documentary and you can see his tape on the walls. It's the projects. You lived in the projects. Your auntie, if you ain't lived there, you done been to the projects. Your auntie, your uncle, your brother, sister, somebody you done been to the projects. Most people. And I'm looking, and I'm trying to understand how this individual still has a smile on his face. I've never been remotely close to being rich, money-wise. But as a young man, 22, 23 years old, early 2000s, I'm sitting on about 80 bands. Street money. Street life is the only thing I know. Street life. Sitting on about 80 bands. I'm hood rich. I can get anything I want within reason. I helped a lot of people out. So just imagine if I had 15, 20 million. All the people that's calling me. All the people that I want to do something for. He went on to tell Vlad, and I know that I'm going back and forth between Vlad, TV interview, and the documentary. But it's all the same. What's your biggest purchase? Bought my mama a house. But he bought his mama a house, but he didn't buy her house. I'm not going to say he didn't, because he didn't really get into that, but they no longer have the house. His mother unfortunately passed away. R.I.P. to his mother. He didn't say her name. R.I.P. to Sebastian, Telfair's mother. Because he's still a young man. He's in his 40s. Came out of high school in 2004. Which would make him roughly, 18 when he first came into the league? 18, 2004, 21 years ago. Do the math. Is he even 40 yet? Still a young man. I'm really watching and dissecting and paying attention to everything that he talked about. And again, he has this smile on his face. And I'm going to tell you what really changed my perception. He talked about how he got married, got divorced, wife took whatever she took. He's taking care of his friends, his family. That's just what we do, man. Maybe not the best decisions to make, only if it doesn't work. Taking care of his friends, people that came up with him when he didn't have no lights, people that came up with him. That's what Allen Iverson talked about, over the years and in his documentary. And, a lot of the times the media talks about you're supposed to just separate yourself. How do you separate yourself from the people that you love? Yeah, but they're going to drag you down but how do you, if I genuinely love you and trust you and feel as though you got my back, how do I separate myself from you? And go hang with some people that I'm only around because I have a skill set that God blessed me with? These people don't know me. They don't love me. But I know you love me because we came up, in the trenches together. How do you do it? You bring your people along for the ride. Not saying, once again, it's the best thing to do. But again, I'm saying, how do you separate yourself? 18, 19, 20-year-old kid. Millions of dollars. $40 million or $20 million Adidas shoe contract. Other endorsements. People getting at you left and right in your ear. How do you do it? Financial advisors shooting at you. Agents. Everybody wants a piece. Jalen Rose, the ex-NBA player that played, I think, 13 years. Infamous member of the Fab Five. Michigan. Wolverines. He talked about, and I appreciated him talking about this because he broke it down. A lot of people don't like to talk money, and he broke it down. Sebastian Telfair, 10-year career, made $40 million. Should have made hundreds of millions, but made $10 million. Should have at least made $100 million. Out of that $40 million that he made $40 million, 10 years. Out of that $40 million, you can slice damn near half of that in half with taxes. We're not even gonna slice it in half. We're gonna say, okay, $40 million. He's seen $23 million. Then you got agents. You got other individuals that have to be paid. You got insurance that you have to pay, which is hella high, in case something happens to you or whatever. So out of that $40 million that everybody's looking and saying, okay, he made $40 million in 10 years. Realistically, you probably only seen about 17, 18 million, and that's a little bit high, to be honest. Let's just say he's seen 18 million out of the 40. Still a lot of money. So I'm not asking anybody to feel sorry for him, but I'm really breaking this thing down. You're a young man. Even at the age of, you've been in the league 6-7 years. You're still only 24, 25 years old. You think that this money is going to continuously come in. Start having problems at the house. Young dude, everywhere you go, every arena that you pull up to, every hotel is women outside just waiting and throwing themselves at you. Young man, made some mistakes, cheated on your wife. Probably was too young to be married in that situation anyway. Immature. I'm not going to say too young. Immature. He's paying people off that's threatening to go to the media or tell his wife. Bringing his you know, his peoples with him, crew, entourage, whatever you want to call it, friends. That's costing money. I live well, so guess what? My friends got to live well. One of the things that I do respect about LeBron James, I don't really rock with LeBron James like that, but he put his friends in position. Okay, y'all gonna go with me here. I'm gonna pay your way through school. Okay, you're not gonna make it to the NBA. You're not gonna play D1 ball, but what we can do, put you to, you know, all of y'all through school, and we're gonna come together and form a plan and become a. I do respect that, and that's what more people need to follow the blueprint on. Everybody brings something to the table. I'm the breadwinner. I make $100 million a year. You're not gonna make $100 million a year. It's just what it is. But whatever you contribute contributes to me making that $100 million a year. And as a result, you're gonna make a couple million a year yourself. Who can beat that? Making a couple million a year, being able to fly around the world, do whatever you want to do, and you're alongside, you pick up the phone, cuss him out, y'all talk because y'all been cool for years. But one of the best to ever do it, and LeBron James, he's not the best in my opinion, but one of the best to ever do it. Top 10. You have full access to this individual. A lot of people didn't have that wherewithal. LeBron probably didn't have it. Somebody, Rich Paul, somebody put it in his ear to do so. Everybody doesn't have that. And I'm looking and I'm watching this guy, man, and I'm like, man. And I'm feeling for him more and more as I watch the documentary. Pause, double pause, triple pause. Matter of fact, another manual rewind. 2 manual rewinds in one session. I'm feeling his pain more and more. Although he's not showing it, you know inside who wants to be living in the projects? After you done made 40 million. Who wants to be living in the projects after you done made $40? It's not a knock on the projects. The projects is some of our best people have come from the projects, but it's a stepping stone. You use it to ascend. You don't use it to stay there forever because it's low rent, no rent. No, it's not what it's for. What really got me, man, the interview got kind of quiet. He was at the door. And he opens the door. And he had his kids. I don't remember if they were girls, boys, one girl, one boy. I don't remember. And he had his twins in the bed sleeping. Had his twins in the bed sleeping. They young. And they back in the projects. The fact that this individual, Sebastian Telfair, was willing to share this with us, let us into his life. Take a look at my life. Take a look through my eyes. You see what I see. Na 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 na. He allowed us to see how he's living. He don't make no excuses. He don't cry about it. He don't blame nobody. I never seen him do any of those things. Only thing that I did see him do was kind of act a little arrogant towards the system. System don't care about you being Sebastian. Well, they wanted me to get a real job, son. Him and his brother was on Vlad. You know what I mean? They wanted me to go work at McDonald's or something, kid. You know what I mean? But I'm bringing in, you know what I mean? I'm bringing in income. It's how he's talking. I'm bringing in income. I'm doing videos on Vlad TV. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But they wanted me to go work at McDonald's, and I ain't doing it. How can you blame him? I'm an ex-NBA player. You want me to go work at McDonald's? That's how he ended up having to go serve the 6 months. But one would ask, this never had to go through this. Well, if it's going to keep you out of prison, but everybody don't tap dance for the people, for the man. If I'm bringing in income, so what? It's not a 9 to 5. If I go and I work 5 days a month, but I'm able to show you that I've made $10,000 for that month, and I'm paying my bills and I'm not doing anything illegal, why do I have to go work at McDonald's in New York? You know, and in Kentucky, you're going to make $15, $16 an hour working at McDonald's. In New York, it's probably, you know, much more than that, 20, 25, you know, because the cost of living. You want me to go and for what? I'm already making money and refuse to do so. So they violated him, made him go serve 6 months. I don't know how he ended up back in the projects, but that's just what it is. Respect your blessing, man. Because sometimes, man, that blessing don't come back around to give you a opportunity to do things different. Respect your blessing. Understand it in the moment. But you're young sometimes. Sometimes you just don't have good people around you. You don't need yes people around you. You have no man around, no people around you. It's going to be like, nah, don't do that. That ain't the best choice to do. Nah, I ain't letting you do that. Now, ultimately, you're responsible for your own decision making. But you want those individuals around you that will tell you the truth. Because those are the people that genuinely love you. If you got a Steve, what's dude's name? Steven from Django around you, you sure all right, Calvin. That does sound good. If you got one of them type of individuals around you, you gonna let this nigga sleep in the, but you a nigga. You gonna let this nigga sleep in the big house? You gonna burn all the motherfucking sheets? If you got one of them type of dudes around you, you let him go. Think I better let it go. You let it go, man. Looks like another love TKO. Don't need that. With Apollo's manager and Rocky. When Apollo wanted to, it was one of the, I think Rocky 2. One or I think it was 2. And he wanted to, he agreed to fight Rocky again. And he said, champ, I watched you beat that man. And beat him over and over. I'm paraphrasing. And he kept getting up. He kept coming. We don't need those problems. And Rocky was about his business, man. And I'm going to tell you all something on a side note, man. I don't know exactly what's going on. But as I'm leaving, as I'm recording this video, and I didn't want to stop it, at least 5 or 6 people have hit me up. And I'm able to see the comments or the messages. And I don't know what's going on, so I don't want to say his name because I don't know, but an individual that I grew up with is in my fantasy football league. He just texted me, what's today, Wednesday? He just texted me on Sunday. Talking big shit as he normally did. We used to shoot dice as kids, played Little League baseball together. From 10 to 12. Apparently it's passed away. So my phone is blowing up. Those are just the messages. The call after call after call is coming in. I don't know what's going on. But it's been 4 or 5 different individuals. Wow. That's why I always talk about, and this was a dude that I was cool with. That's why people's calling me, like, we didn't hang out or anything, but we was cool. You never know when dealing with a person. You get mad and you cuss them out, they cuss you out, y'all argue, y'all don't talk to each other for 3 or 4 days. I ain't calling him, she ain't called me, so I ain't, vice versa. You never know. This is reality, man. Never know what a person is dealing with, going through. I'm gonna look into it. I'll let you all know exactly what the case may be, but it has to be true because so many other people is hitting me up like, bro, such and such passed. But like I said, it was a side note, sidebar. So as Sebastian serves his time, the remainder of his time, I think that he's going to be okay when he gets out. He has a positive attitude, positive perspective. I think that him telling his story is going to get him back out of those projects because he has a story, he has a name. He can start a podcast, a YouTube channel, and make a lot of y'all, especially somebody that has a name, dudes is making 40,000 a month, 50,000 a month, more than that. The bigger YouTubers, he can get out of them projects if he just uses his name. He's already started on the right track by doing a documentary. And it's just sad because they call the NBA, they call the NFL, they call the MLB a brotherhood. It's a fraternity, supposedly. But nobody seems to want to help the next one out when he needs a helping hand. They laugh at him. I'm going to use Nate Robinson as an example, man. Former NBA player. Ironically, that was about 5'9". Came out of Washington University. Played football and basketball. Super athlete. He was just 5'9". Probably could have went to the NFL and played football. Played several years in the, in the NBA, New York Knicks or whatever. Won the dunk contest 2-3 times. I want to say 3 times. Fighting for his life with kidney disease now. Money didn't probably, kind of dried up a little bit. Not saying he was broke, but I'm just saying he jumps in the ring with Jake Paul. Jake Paul knocks him unconscious. LeBron James, Steph Curry, them guys is laughing, man. Laughing uncontrollably. Going on social media knowing that they have millions of followers. Laughing. Not even understanding this guy only jumped in the ring with this dude because I think he made, and I don't know the exact number, but I think he made 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 by doing so. He needed the money. All along he got kidney disease. He's on dialysis right now. Is the NBA stepping forward? I don't know. Haven't heard him say anything. Is the NBA stepping forward? Is LeBron James stepping forward? Is Steph Curry stepping forward? Is anybody, one of the elite, stepping forward to try to get this man a kidney transplant? Not to say that he's supposed to be catapulted above everybody else in the world that needs a kidney transplant. But why y'all so busy laughing at this man? You don't even know what he's going through. Nobody sticks together. Well, come on, Kens. He made $40 million, man. So it's nobody else's job. Yeah, but everybody needs a crutch, man. If we a fraternity, if we brothers, if we truly brothers. Say my circle is 5 of us. I got a couple 100,000. You got a couple 100,000. Everybody got a couple 100,000. One falls off. Well, guess what? Here, man. Here's X amount of dollars. You got X amount of dollars to give them 5,000, 10,000. You got 2,500. You got, and get them back on their feet. And that's what life is about. To me, it is. Can't do all of this on your own. You can try. man, I'm devastated, man. I need to figure out what's going on, but I'm not gonna deprive you all. I'm not gonna deprive you all that tune in to watch simply because I got some bad news. But it is the reality of life. Shout out to Sebastian Telfair. Hopefully he gets out, February, whenever he's supposed to get out, January, February. Somebody just extends a hand to him. NBA, people that he's played with. Look at all the good, opposed to the bad that he did. Look at the good that he did. Not to say that breaking the law is ever good, but he probably did it because he had no money. And again, that's not to excuse him from anything else, because nobody else that hasn't played in the NBA or pro sports has been excused. But instead of laughing and talking about the man, extend the hand to help him out. You ain't got to give him no money if that's what you want to do, but work with him. He got a name. And he got a story. I believe his documentary is going to do major numbers. I believe when he comes home, everybody talks about Vlad TV being a culture vulture and not helping people. Vlad seems to me like he's one of the only people, the few people that's trying to, help the man, because he's paying him for interviews. I mean, you other people that's talking about Vlad as a culture vulture is extending a hand to an individual that really, really needs it, man. Think about it. Make it make sense. And always keep the main thing, man. Once again, shout out to Sebastian Telfair. Hope you bounce back on your feet. I know you will, because this documentary is doing crazy numbers, and it's going to make you a much better person. You're going to climb up out of it, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Don't forget about the Thanksgiving meal that I'm doing on Thanksgiving Day. My goal is to give away the minimum of 200 sack lunches. Didn't have the money to do the turkeys and macaroni and cheese and stuffing and cranberry sauce. Hopefully next year. But we're going to do sandwiches. A couple sandwiches in a bag. A couple bags of chips. You get a dessert, water. You get, if you want to donate. So many people have donated. I'm using my own money just as well. $KENZ 1000. It's Cash App. $KENZ as in zebra 1000. Also have Venmo. So if you're interested in donating and you don't have Cash App, hit me up. I give you my Venmo handle or whatever. But it will be recorded. Every single dime, dollars going towards feeding the homeless people, man, on Thanksgiving. May not be a traditional Thanksgiving meal, but it's something. And guess what? All people sometimes need is hope, to see that other people care about them and are thinking about them, and that'll give them the motivation to jump back on their feet and get back into the regular routine and realm of things in life. And it could be us. Never think that it can't be you. $KENZ 1000. Cash App. $KENZ 1000. Quit begging, Kens. I ain't begging for nothing, man. If you don't send it, it's still going to happen, because I'm using my own money just as well. But so many other people have sent. Well, some people have sent. And every dime is going towards that on Thanksgiving Day. Real Kens TV, man. We out.